What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, we have our W204 C63. This is a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 from Germany. So we're actually going to be doing some maintenance on this car. As you can see over here, we have laser iridium NGK spark plugs, the best premium quality spark plugs you can get for these cars. I would recommend using these because it's a high performance car, it deserves high performance parts. So we're going to be changing out the spark plugs, and we're going to be showing you how to replace the air filters as well on this car. It's not a very hard process, it's quite simple on these cars. As you can see with these C63s and the C classes, the bonnet goes all the way up, so you have all this lovely room to work on the car. So it's going to be quite an easy process. I'm going to be taking you through step by step on how to change these spark plugs. Cool. So as you can see here, we have a couple covers that we're going to need to take off first, starting with this one in the middle. So you can just kind of pull this one off. It's got tabs over here that kind of click in. So you pull that off, and then once this is off, we have access to these pipes over here. So these are our intake pipes that connect to our air boxes. So to take this off, kind of just got it. Once that's off, so you're going to push it from the front, push it back. So as you can see here, this kind of compresses, so you push it back and then you get the front off, and then you can slide it off. So then you're going to do that for both sides, this side as well. So once that's off, you can slide it off there. So then once we've got that taken care of, we can then gain access to these boxes over here, which we're going to disconnect over here with a ratchet. So to take off those two clamps at the top there that I just showed you, you're going to use a 6mm socket. You can just connect it to this, and then you can loosen these here at the top. Okay. Okay, so once you've loosened those two clamps over there, you can go ahead and just slip these covers off here for your plugs, your MF sensors. So as you can see over here, I've disconnected our MF sensors. There's just a piece of plastic at the top that you press down and you can pull it out. So there's two MF sensors on this car. So once you've disconnected that, then you can take out your air boxes. So this is where your air filter sits inside here. So there's just a piece at the bottom over here that sits on this rubber mounting over here, down there next to the AMG badge. So once you pull that off, your air filter actually sits in here. So I'm going to show you, to get to your air filter, there's I think it's T, I'm not too sure what size this is, I'll get the size for you now, but to disconnect, to take this apart, you take these bolts off on the sides here, and you pull this off, and then your air filter sits inside here. So I'm going to go ahead and take off both. And once you have those off, you can now have access to all your coils over there, and then your spark plug sits underneath that. So okay, so as you can see here, we're on the right bank side of the car. So we have 4 coils to take out, and underneath the coil packs sit our spark plugs. So on the coil packs, you'll see 2 bolts that sit here that are actually quite easily accessible on the right hand side. On the left hand side, it is a little bit less accessible, but still doable. So you'll need a T30 T30 socket to take these 8 bolts out. So you'll see at the top here. So this is our tool we're going to use. We're going to use a normal ratchet with our 14mm socket at the end for spark plugs specifically. So you're just going to put this into the cylinder hole, into your spark plug hole, and then you're just going to loosen it and take it out. So you want to make sure once you put it in, actually before you do this, on higher mileage cars, what you want to do is you want to vacuum out your hole where your spark plug sits, because sometimes there will be dust or a little bit of debris in there, and you don't want to take out the spark plug and let that go in. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a vacuum cleaner and just put it at the top of the hole, or if you could go in, put it in there and just vacuum all of that debris out. On this engine specifically, this is still a low mileage car, so there's no debris in there, we've checked. So you want to just check if there's any debris, and you want to do that before you take out your spark plugs. But once you've done that, you can put your tool in, get it locked onto your spark plug, and then you're just going to take it out. So as you can see here, these spark plugs are... So as you can see over here, we have our spark plug. Not sure if you can see it too well, but it's it looks pretty good for its age. Obviously they've never been changed on the car. The car only has 60,000 kilometers on the clock, so this was just preventative maintenance. So what we're going to be doing now is obviously putting the new one in over there, and do the same for the other 3 cylinders behind it. And then basically you just copy and paste what we do on this side onto this side over here, and then basically just cover everything back up. So I'm going to be showing you guys. You take the spark plug, put it back in, tighten it up, make sure it's tightened down properly, but you don't want to over tighten it. But I'll show you guys how to do that now. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our new spark plug. We're going to be putting it back in the cylinder. So you're just going to slowly put it back in, and make sure you don't cross thread it when you put it back in. You want to make sure it goes in smoothly and there's no obviously force against it, because if you cross thread these, you're going to be in very big trouble. So I'm just going to hand tighten it first, and then we'll use the ratchet to tighten it down properly. Because when you hand tighten it and then you can feel that if you're cross threading it or not. So we're going to get our ratchet, tighten it down. And you can feel when you should stop. So around about there should be enough force. You don't want to over tighten it. So then pull this back out, and we have our first plug installed. So you're going to be basically doing that for the rest of the cylinders, and copy paste on the other side. So yeah, that's how we would put the spark plug back in. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our air box. So inside here sits our air filter. You're going to need a T25 socket to take out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts that hold the top part of the air box in. So you're just going to go ahead and loosen those 5 bolts. They sit over here, here, down here on the side, another one on the side underneath the AMF sensor. So we're going to go ahead, open that up, and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. So as you can see over here, we've taken out our 5 bolts, and once you pull this top cover off, you'll be shown the air filter under here. So if you look at our air filter, it looks oddly clean. That's actually because I just replaced these air filters about a week ago off camera, but I'm just showing you guys how you would replace them. So you'd take your air filter off, put the new one back in, and then you just bolt it up. So as you can see, they're really clean, they look good. When I first took the original ones out, they hadn't been changed in a while, so they weren't in the best condition, but obviously this one's brand new. So I'm going to put this back in, close it up, and then basically just reinstall it how you took it out. And so there you have it. Basically I just put all the covers back. You put them back as you took them off. Make sure you tighten down your air filters there, and that's pretty much it. I've got the car running now. just idling, making sure everything's good. But yeah, so that's how you install spark plugs and change air filters on a W204 C63. It's a pretty simple process. Just make sure you tighten down all your coil packs on both banks. Make sure everything's tight and sits well. Don't force any of the plastic pieces in, as you might break them, so just be gentle. But yeah, that's pretty much how you change spark plugs and change air filters on a W204 C63. It's a pretty straightforward process. You can do it at home. Just make sure you buy the right spark plugs and the right air filters, and you should be good. And don't forget to add these two things back in at the end, as I did forget to put them back on. But yeah, so that's the car done. It is running quite well, as you can hear. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it a little bit interesting, and I hope it helps you if you're doing the same job on your own W204 C63. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.